Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Monday, which time means it's time for another edition of Fantasy Football Hush Reality. All right, sorry, I wasn't recording the podcast there. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Fantasy Football Hush Reality. I'm your host, Greg Romero Wilson. Fantasy football enthusiast, mostly Mexican, and a little bit of everything else. What a weekend, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It was so, of course, it looks like I'm cruising to a victory in my Comedians League, and here's the thing, there's not that much pride in winning in that league, and I'll tell you why. Because Ray Anderson, welcome to the show. Paul Herman, how are you? Thank you for joining us right here, Fantasy Football Harsh Reality. And for those of you listening to the audio podcast available on SoundCloud, just look up Fantasy Football Harsh Reality. I talk to the people in the Facebook Live. I do the Facebook Live feed because that way I get to talk to my friends and people from all over the country, and then that also figures into the podcast. So, but here's the thing. Okay, winning in my Comedians League, I'm not extremely proud of that, and I'll tell you why. Because it's one of those leagues where, like, the top six are very involved, very competitive, trying to win the league. I mean, there's money on the line. It's not like it's a free league or something. Jason Wolgamuth, getting ready. Cowboys, big game tonight, Cowboys. So, but the bottom six in the league, I have to remind them to update their shit. I have to tell them to set their lineups. I'm like, hey, you got an inactive fucking kicker. You need to get that updated. Because at first I was like, listen, if they don't want to, hey, Jer, how are you, brother? Welcome to the show. I was like, if you don't want to maintain your team, okay, fine, whatever. But then some of the other people complain. They're like, oh, they're not being competitive and wanting to be competitive and blah, blah, blah. So now I have to change. So being in third place or whatever, I mean, I'm probably going to go up to second or third place this week. Again, it isn't that sweet a victory. You know what I mean? It's like hooking up with the girl that you knew she already liked you. It wasn't, you know what I mean? You're not, and she's well within your league, you know, and you're like, of course I'm going to get, you know what I mean? You want the one that's out of your league. You want the one that you shouldn't win. That's my league of record. That's where every top to bottom, all 10 guys are fucking in this, competing, trying to steal picks from each other. I mean, it's a highly competitive, and a lot of smack talking. So you need the Cowboys D to tank tonight? I originally was playing the Cowboys D because I knew that my Rams D was going to have a terrible week, and then I gambled on the fucking Raiders because I knew my team wasn't good. It wasn't shaping up very well against a very high-powered other team. So I gambled on the Raiders in the Thursday night game because they're going up against a fucking backup squad. Okay, let's just start right there. Can we talk about this, guys? Can we talk about what's happening? I mean, it's one thing to tank, but if you're wondering if Vegas money is going to get into the NFL, oh, baby, it's already there. Okay, somebody has promised these guys big bonus checks to not fucking complain, to just go with the program, which is to tank. But that's the thing. It's not just tanking. Like, they are deliberately trying to lose, okay? Don't tell me Nick Mullins is a fucking star, okay? If he were a star, he wouldn't be coming off the goddamn practice squad. Are you kidding me? And then, so this kid comes off the practice squad, and all of a sudden, it wasn't like he was throwing a lot of contested passes into tight windows. They were just leaving guys open like, hey, throw it to him. And there's the other thing. I felt like I actively saw guys, unfortunately, I just heard this term watching, but catch and release. Like, they would catch a guy and be like, oh, I don't want to tackle him, and their arms. I've never seen such easily broken tackles in my entire fucking life. It was so strange. And of course, I gambled on the Raiders D. And unfortunately, I don't think the Dallas D is going to take tonight. I think because of Amari Cooper, I think because they're very excited to play with this new threat down the field, I think the defense is going to, because they've been the best part of the team so far anyway, I think they're going to be energized, they're well rested, and unfortunately, I haven't seen any moves out of Tennessee to make me think that they're going to do anything better than just be well rested. So they're both coming out of a bye. I will say this, though. I am very interested, okay, I've talked about it before, Derrick Henry. Oh, God. Derrick Henry. This fucking guy, who I bet on in the preseason in one team. I like drafted him like the third or fourth round. I think third round maybe, because I really believed he was going to come out and have the season that I thought that he couldn't have behind DeMarco Murray. And every time he would get the ball behind DeMarco Murray, he would do some really incredible things. And so I was like, oh man, John Johnson, what's up, buddy? It's time to bring the pain, brother. What happened? Okay, so I'm interested to see if this break helped him get his mind right, get his head in the game, and get out there and run the way I know he can run. But either way, I think the Dallas defense is not going to tank. I think they're going to do great tonight. So if you're counting on them to tank, I would have. But that's the thing, my whole team tanked. And here's the thing, and it's amazing. Anytime I have a team, a player, get 40 points, the rest of the team falls face first onto a dick. Jerry, what's up, man? What's going on? You lost in both your leagues. It looks like I'm going to be 1-1 again. I can't catch a 2-0 weekend. But yeah, those Saints, boy. And that's the name of the podcast today, is when those Saints go marching in. Because I had picked the Rams. You know, I pick them league straight up, not against the points. I picked the Rams because, that's right, go Cowboys. Thank you, Marty. I picked the Rams because I thought the Rams were going to win with defense, especially with the addition of Benny Fowler. Because the Saints, while explosive on offense, their defense is not that good. And so I really thought Gurley was going to run all over him. But what I think you saw, which I thought was very clever, it was a very Belichickian approach to defense. In other words, they decided they were going to stop one guy, Todd Gurley. Now, they didn't completely shut him down because he's still Todd fucking Gurley, but they certainly slowed him down more than any other team this season. And yes, Jonathan Mesh killed the ugly bourbon this week, but unfortunately, I lost to the fucking shitbag nation. But yes, so but then, I mean, and that's thing also offensively, I thought they had a great game plan, which is get out fast and keep your foot on the gas through the whole first half, because you knew they were coming back with adjustments in the second half. And so it was really, yes, that's right, Jeremy. But they didn't play in the open air. They were playing it down at the Mercedes-Benz whatever dome there in New Orleans. So they were playing in the dome, and so it was a home game for them. But I really thought that the Rams defense was going to come out and be the difference. And they were very good, but the Rams offense was just better in the first half. And they got themselves far enough ahead that they managed to stay on top and finish that game. It was an unbelievable game. I loved watching that game. That was great. But the Rams, I know, listen, that may be the only game the Rams lose this year. Just like I said earlier in this year, that once Sony Michel and once Josh Gordon came to the Patriots, I said that's the last game that the Patriots are going to lose this season. They have what they need now. Now, the running game, they obviously lost Sony Michel, but James White obviously has been fully capable of carrying the load over there, especially since he's the pass-catching back, but he's pretty explosive out of it. I said, I don't think the Patriots are going to lose another game, and I stand by that. I don't think they're going to. And I will say, I think that's the only game that the Rams are going to lose this season. Yes, Jeremy, they are a dome team. That's right. And so they are, but even this year on the road, they've been pretty good. The Saints, the consistency is there, obviously. I mean, look at when Breeze went up there and he beat the Ravens, the one team he hadn't beaten in the league, and he got it done. So that was an incredible game. But back to this Niners. Fuck you, the fucking Raiders. You fucking sellouts. You just already, and that's the other thing. Oh, and Kamara went off. Listen. Oh, and back to the 40-point thing. Like the couple weeks ago when Saquon Barkley had 40 points on a Thursday night, I went on the feed, the thread, and with the league, and I'm the text thread, and I'm like, I hate a big Thursday night lead unless it's mine, because 40 points from one guy. I was like, there's no way. The rest of my team shit the bed. Even Drew Brees that Sunday night fucking lost. This week, I'm up against Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes gets 36 points, and I'm like, come on. But my game was already over. Everybody fell apart. By the way, let's hand out some fuck yous really quickly. And I want to say fuck you to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You get 2 to O.J. Howard. Okay, Fitz no magic. Fitz putrid. You fucking dick. He targeted Mike Evans 4 times in the first 4 plays and could not connect with him. And listen, okay, let's talk about Derrick Henry again. Joey Eberline is asking about it. He has Derrick Henry tonight, and he's down by 12 points. I think Derrick Henry gets you. I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to be like somewhere between 11.4 and 12.1. I think he's going to slide right in there. I think he gets a touchdown. I think he maybe breaks one off. So, I mean, that's the thing. I picked him up off the waiver wire because I'm like, I got to see. Because if he does explode, if he has the back end of this season, and I'm not the one who gets to benefit, I'll fucking kill myself. Because I just bet on this guy so high in the draft, a fucking punk. So maybe, man. I got hope for it. I have Cooper and need 10 points. Jonathan Mesh, I got good news for you. Cooper's going to come in at 14 points. Count on it. They are so ready to... Although, fuck you. Let's add out another fuck you to fucking Jason Garrett, our fearful leader, who instead of being back in Dallas on the bye week, running drills with Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, is fucking sitting front row at the World Series with his fucking feet up, drinking a beer, laughing his ass off like we're fucking winning. And we're losing. No, sir. What? You see Belichick, no days off. No, he's from Boston. Did he go to the fucking World Series? Fuck no. And they're winning. And he's not going to no. And our fucking dipshit coach, Jason Garrett, I'm done with you, pal. I hope we don't win out so that you get fucking fired finally. Now, I don't really mean that. I want us to actually win out and go to the Super Bowl and win it. That's what I want. It's not going to happen, though. And it's not going to happen because of Jason Garrett. But fuck you, Oakland. And that's the thing. I think it's clear now because they are determined to lose. Like, they came out, they hit Jared Cook for an 11-yard game on their first play. Play number 1, 11 yards, Jared Cook. And I'm thinking to myself, here we go. Woo! Light it up. Here it comes. 24 points, 2 TDs, 100-yard receiving night. And they were like, oh shit, that worked. Don't do that again. And they didn't. They threw one more pass to him the entire fucking night. Fuck you, Raiders. Now, I know that this is all going to pay off in the long run. In 3 seasons, we'll be looking back on that going, man, Gruden, what a genius. How about that first Super Bowl, first season in Vegas, and they win a Super Bowl? Can you believe it? But that's what's going to happen. And it's all going to feel different then. But for now, I think Jared Cook, Doug, there's nobody, and that was the other thing. I played Jordy Nelson last week because I was like mathematically, and they threw the ball to Jordy Nelson, he got like 10 yards, they're like, well, don't do that again. That worked. Don't throw it to Jordy, don't throw it to Jared. They get things done with the ball. Fucking fuck you, Raiders. So, these players must be abandoned immediately. How fast can you hit the drop button? That's how fast you should fucking think. Now, I'm not going to, because tight end is so thin, I'm just going to bench Jared Cook. But if I have to, I'll drop him. If Derrick Henry does good tonight and I have to bring Diggs back up from the IR, then Jared Cook is out the fucking door. Because I've got Evan Ingram, and they're coming back from the bye week, and he somehow magically always catches 6 passes and a touchdown. He's good for 12 points every single time. And if the Giants were to trade for David Carr, that'd be fucking amazing. But it's too late. The trade deadline is passed. So, I mean, they would have to do that in the offseason, and I think they might be more inclined. Well, you never know with the Giants. Maybe they do that. You know, you think they'd want to do it in the draft, but you get a veteran player that can work with those guys now. Yeah, actually, I would see them do that. That makes sense. What's up, Butch? How you doing? I think you're losing this week. Are you losing this week? Or are you winning? Let's look and see how the Butcher is doing. Oops, those are all the fans. Let's look while I bring that up, Butcher. John Johnson, I'm with you. I need John Johnson. I need Derrick Henry to turn his season around too. I think he owes it to every single person that drafted him. Regardless of if you got him in the 8th round, 7th round, whatever. this was supposed to be the season. Even with Dion Lewis there. And now Dion Lewis has a stranglehold on that fight. If it's not this week, it's never, ever, forever. Okay. Let's see what's going on in the Silent Nation. Butcher. Oh, Butcher's in a tight one. Oh, that's right. And you played Gronk, didn't you? You had him in. Oh, you took an O. Oh. And I was just telling, yes, that's Eat a Dick Tony. That's right. That's right, John Mash. John Mash. Okay, first of all, Anthony, great guy, but he hates being called Tony. Doesn't like Tony. So Mesh, of course, calls him Eat a Dick Tony and juiced him earlier already this season and was throwing up all the Eat a Dick Tony shit up there. So, but Anthony, yes. So you accidentally played a guy, you kept Gronk in, even though I assume, and Dion Lewis is against you and he only needs 4 points from Dion Lewis. He needs like 2 catches for 20 yards. I hate to tell you this, Butch, but you going down. Oh, you going down, Butcher. Sorry, man. I mean, but miracles do happen. I won a championship, and I was up like 14 points, and he still had Frank Gore and one other guy, and they only got 12 points between them, and I won the championship, so you never know. You played golf over Mahomes, and you got 58 points from him. Wow, that is a gutsy fucking call, Rebecca. That is a gutsy call, playing golf over Mahomes versus Cleveland. And you know what, Cleveland? You guys put up a pretty decent fight. I said it was going to be a little closer than people thought, and listen, they couldn't quite slow down, but they stayed. It wasn't wholly and entirely uncompetitive. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. So, let's run through these scores. What else we got? Yeah, Anthony, you're probably fucked on that one. That doesn't look good for you at all. How about Atlanta beating up on Washington? Again, Cowboys, they get it done tonight. And don't think that isn't in their minds, because then they're only 1 game behind Washington. And Washington lost like 3 major players yesterday for the season. And I think all 3 of them were on defense. So Dallas, this is it. This is the moment. Fucking grab it by the fucking nutsack. It's time to fucking ride. Yeah, so I'm excited for this Cowboys game tonight. So, John Gardner, how are you? Welcome to the show. Yes, thank you, Joey Eberline. The Cowboys should win the game tonight. They should. There's no guarantees. But I feel very good about it, especially with Washington losing yesterday. They know this is their opportunity. So here we go. Ride 'em, lock it up. Hey, Sabrina, lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. That's for Sabrina Taylor Mesh, my pal, who I lived with for like 3 months when I first moved to Los Angeles with her, and John Mesh, the Juice Meister himself. Chargers getting it done against Seattle. I thought Seattle might give them a go on this one. I mean, it's tough to win at home, but the Chargers looked real good. Their defense looked good, even though they don't even have Joey Bosa back yet. So I'm loving what's happening over there. Oh, well, it looks like Golden Tate meant a little bit more to Detroit than they thought he did, huh? Yeah, thank you, Sabrina. You were the best roommate. We had a good time. That was fun. But yeah, Golden Tate, they shipped him off, and then Minnesota fucks them in the butt. 24-9. You couldn't get 1 touchdown. Apparently, having a triple threat is what really opened up one guy or the other. Now, don't get me wrong, Marvin Jones had a serviceable day, but it certainly wasn't a very big day. And that's the thing. I got 40 points out of Drew Brees, but then except for DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, he still got me a pretty decent day. But I mean, everybody else shit the bed. Mike Evans shit the bed. Fucking, bye week killed me. Without Saquon Barkley, I was running with Mark Ingram, who has become so marginalized. Remember last season when he was like half the fucking running attack? Now it is Kamara all day, all night. Those 4 games that Kamara was not in. I don't know what that refers to, Sabrina, but those 4 games, they're like, Kamara just became the man, and they're like, no, it's going to be him now. So those 4 games really, really hurt Mark Ingram's stock in that offense. His stock really is plummeting. Now, Adrian Peterson also ate a dick, and I knew I knew I was going to get fucked because Adrian Peterson doesn't have consecutive great games. It's not what he does. He has like 2 bad games, then a great game, but he doesn't, he's just too old. And so, and so it was very weird. It's just not, he failed me, everybody, and then Stephon Diggs was out after, and everyone was like, all the guys were saying, oh, I don't know about Stephon Diggs. But Stephon Diggs is like, oh no, I'm playing. I'm fucking playing. Fuck you, Stephon Diggs, you fucking lying cocksucker. And of course, everybody else, and I mean everybody else, I should post a snapshot of the rest of my bench because everybody else was on bye. I had to play LaShawn McCoy, and I did that thing where like I went onto the waiver wire and I was looking like, who else could I play? And there were some other names, but all of them were just as big a crapshoot. I'm like, if I'm going to gamble on anybody, I'm going to gamble with the fucking Hall of Fame talent. And it didn't work out. He barely played. He got hit early. They took him out. But the other guy, Chris Ivory, was running the ball. It was, what are the words? Fucking terrible. So, I mean, everybody on my team shit the bed. It fucking sucked. Let's see. So, yeah, Butcher, you're probably going to drop one down to the Entourage, which would be good to the Entourage. Entourage and I will then be tied at 4-5. That'll be fucking great. Me and the Face Man holding up the bottom. I'll probably drop to 6th or 7th. I just need to make the playoffs. And here's the thing. I still feel like this team. And I picked up Carlos Hyde. And here's the thing. I don't know why you would drop Carlos Hyde. Because the idea that Fournette is going to play the rest of the season is about as strong as A.J. Green playing the rest of the season, which he's now out for a week or 2. Tyler Boyd is coming back, my boy. So listen, you watch out for this team next week. So I'll have Saquon Barkley and Tyler Boyd going, it's going to be next week on out. I've seen much better. But this week, I couldn't stuff more hot dogs in my face. It was fucking terrible. Let's look at some leaders. Let's look at some point leaders. Kareem Hunt, what a day. Yeah, that's thing versus Cleveland. 3 touchdowns, 1 catching. If you hadn't played him, you were in trouble. Christian McCaffrey, again, a guy I wanted. This is exactly what I expected to have happen. This is, now, a guy that surprised me, Tevin Coleman. Because he's never really grabbed this role by the reins. Even at the beginning of this season, through Freeman's suspension, he didn't play like somebody trying to keep the job. The way that James Conner has played like someone is trying to keep the job. So I was really thinking Ito Smith might have an opportunity. And Ito Smith actually still, he runs the ball 5 times and gets a touchdown like every week. It's fucking crazy. Maxwell Soloway, how are you, brother? Good to see you. So, but Christian McCaffrey is playing exactly as I expected to do. But Tevin Coleman, now that he has the job, all of a sudden he's grown into the job. And he's looking fucking amazing. I wish I'd traded for fucking Tevin Coleman. But I got Mark Ingram. That was all I was going to get for Tevin Funches. And it's still better than having to sit around with just LaShawn McCoy. I had to deploy him in case of emergency break glass. I broke glass. And all I did was cut my fucking finger. Okay. James White, he's still able to get it done. Duke Johnson, back from the dead. Right? I mean, they get rid of the old offensive coordinator. All of a sudden, they know what to do with this guy. And he has a great 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, and is having a great day. Which, if you're a Nick Chubb owner, you wanted to fucking kill yourself. But even Nick Chubb, Jordan Howard, back from the dead, having a great day. Which that was nice to see. That was, of course, it was against this Buffalo team, which is just... The defense tried for the first half. The defense really gave it their all. But you could tell in the second half, the defense is just like, what are we doing? Fucking Peterman. Oof. Okay. Cowboys tonight. Melvin Gordon, of course, he always does me right. And I thought about doing that dual thing where I play both him and Eckler in case he got injured and Eckler had to go in. But I stuck with Crowell. Fuck you, Crowell. Fuck you to the whole Jets organization. What the fuck you guys doing? Making Miami look... Miami. That was the thing. It was a big... The Cowboys should have a pretty good day against these Titans tonight. But again, the Titans are coming off a bye. They're rested. And, of course, our coach was at the World Series. So, I'm not selling out to that. Just, I mean, I want it to happen. I believe in it, but I can't say the words because everything I say turns to shit. Nick Chubb looks good. Yeah, so look at what they did. Listen, and I guarantee you this is the only time this is going to happen this year. But talk about New Orleans doing the Belichickian defense and just choosing to shut down Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is the number 12 running back in fantasy season this week, and I think that's the first time he hasn't been in the top 3 all season long. They held him to 68 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that's as good as you can fucking do against Todd Gurley. He's one up from Ito Smith. So, I mean, that's pretty fucking amazing, man. Let's look at some other scoring leaders. Michael Thomas. How about Michael Thomas? And that pulling out the old using the props. He was like, fuck it, I'll take the fine. I'll take the fucking. He hung 200 fucking yards on those guys. And you listen, my buddy, Creepy Jonathan Gregory, he was saying, he's like, Michael Thomas is going to be the number 1 receiver on the season. And it is between him and Thielen. Thielen, I think, gets more receptions, but Michael Thomas does more with them. He definitely goes down the field a lot more. It's pretty amazing to watch. And another fuck you for Tampa Bay. Fucking Adam Humphries. Adam Humphries gets a 2-touchdown game. You can only connect Mike Evans once. Oh my God. Julio Jones. Listen, one guy, if you have Josh Gordon, God bless you. One guy dropped him in my league. I, of course, didn't get him because it's one of those ones we don't have Fob in that league. It's in the Comedians League. So the guy at the bottom got him. And now that guy's fucking, I mean, Josh Gordon, man, if you had him, you've got a real, and I won a championship forever ago with Josh Gordon coming out of nowhere. And it looks like it's going to happen again. Love you too, Sabrina Mesh. You take care of yourself. Julio Jones. Curtis Samuel. There's another fuck you. As someone who was playing Devin Funchess in one of my leagues, fuck you! Oh my God. Curtis Samuels? No bueno. Brandon Cooks did great. Of course, DeAndre Hopkins, thank you for always being consistent, even though it wasn't a huge game for the Houston Texans. DeAndre Hopkins, man, you can count on that guy. And of course, Houston with that 19-17 win over Denver. That good for them. Good on you. But yeah, I expected a little more out of Deshaun Watson for that. I really thought he was going to do better. I know Denver's got a good bad, but I really expected a little bit more. They got to him quite a bit. But let's talk about the defenses. Defenses really fucking put up some points yesterday. Chicago Bears, number 1 defense. They put up like 50 points. 4 sacks, 3 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 2 touchdowns, and 9 points allowed. Jesus Christ. And of course, the guy I was playing against, and this is one of the reasons I gave him, he was playing Miami. I didn't think Miami was going to, I thought they would put up 12, 14 points. But fucking, they put up like 42 points. Fucking 4 sacks, 4 interceptions, 1 for a TD. Oh, listen, let me tell you, when I saw that pick 6, I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done for it. Fucking dead. What a fucking play. Jesus Christ. And of course, the San Francisco 49ers, because who knew that the Raiders are like, oh, no. And the commentators had even said that was going to happen this week. That in the Niners-Raiders game, whoever won actually lost, and whoever lost actually won. And because it was the battle for the bottom, not the battle for the Bay, which again is the gayest thing you can have. Thank you, San Francisco, for winning the battle of the bottom. But that's what they were doing. They were playing for the bottom so that they can get that first round draft pick. And the Raiders were clearly like, oh, no. No, we're going to make this fucking practice squad kid look like a champion. And that's the thing, I hope they play him again. I hope they go with Nick Mullins again. I really, really do. Because I think against any NFL first-string defense that is not actively trying to lose, you will see what this kid is, the reason he's on the fucking practice squad. That was ridiculous. But they put up huge points. So it was huge. It was a really big, the Chargers had a great day against Seattle, 4 sacks. They only allowed 7 fucking points. Or 17 points. The Jets defense also did pretty well, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. It was fucking death out there. All right. We talked about the wide receivers, talked about the running backs. Okay, so a couple notes. Let's look at the notes. And listen, that was the thing. It was one of those days. Oh, Absolutely. Tyler Boyd, and you're going to see it on all the pro shows. Everyone's going to be like, he's a must start. Tyler Boyd, number one. Although, now he's drawing number one coverage, but even still, just by virtue, by attrition, it's going to be a big Tyler Boyd day. I think, absolutely. He's a must start coming up next week. But for me, it was one of those days where everything was breaking wrong for me. Nothing was breaking right for me. Nathan Peterman on a play that, they're up there on the one. You hand the ball to LaShawn McCoy. Oh no, Nathan Peterman decided he was going to run for the touchdown. Fuck you, Nathan Peterman, you fucking dick. If you're not throwing interceptions, you're fucking sharking touchdowns from real players. Fucking Adrian Peterson. They get down there. Adrian Peterson gets them all the way down there. They try the pass. Doesn't go. Adrian Peterson. Come on. 2 yards out. Adrian Peterson. Oh, no. We're going to go ahead and bring in Capri. Hey, Capri. Would you mind coming in and just running this touchdown for Adrian? Thank you, Mr. Bibbs. Fuck you. Oh, my God. Nothing was breaking my way. First, the Diggs being out, although I was worried, but I had no one else. I had no one else to play. The only other person was LaShawn McCoy, and that's what happened. Tevin Coleman, he's a real RB1 now. He really is. I think with the pass catching, the run, I think he's an RB1 for sure. And by the way, did you see fucking Fitzpatrick getting chased down and beat up by that fucking defense all day? Oh my God, by the Carolina defense. And I'm watching this, I'm thinking, so maybe it wasn't just Jameis throwing a bunch of interceptions. Maybe your fucking offensive line is garbage. Garbage. Welcome to Shagabage. Tonight we are serving the Tampa Bay offensive line, which is only worsened by the defense. Oh my God, what garbage. Garbage, yo. David Berger, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Do you play fantasy football? How was your weekend? Did you win your games? Another 1-1 weekend for me. But here's the thing. Okay, hear me out, guys. Tell me what you think about this. Because I think the problem with the quarterback situation in Tampa Bay is they're looking at it all wrong. Like one quarterback has to be the starter for the whole game. I think they need to start looking at it the way teams look at running backs, where they have their first and second down back, and then they have their third down back. I think what Tampa Bay has to do is start every game with Jameis Winston and start every second half with Fitzpatrick. That's what you do. You run a pure two-back system. And maybe sometimes you flip it. Maybe sometimes you open with Fitzpatrick and then you bring in Jameis Winston. But what you don't do is let any one of them be the quarterback for the whole game. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Berger. Thank you very much. You know, I'm a big fan of yours. So that's what you do with Tampa Bay. That's what you do. You play both quarterbacks in tandem. One starts the first half, one starts the second half. It's not performance dependent. It is just that is the way it's going to be. You have a two-back system, and it's never been done in the NFL. But I think with these two particular jerk-offs, this is the system you try, and I don't see why not. I mean, Dave Cutter might, or whatever, Cutter, his season's on the line anyway. He's going to be fired at the end of the season if he doesn't do something to win. I think this is the kind of thing that just because it's never been done, I think you try it. I think Tampa Bay, I think it turns them into a winning team. Okay, Greg Olson. This motherfucker continues to make me look stupid. Please get injured, Mr. Olson. Because I picked you up and dropped you because I don't trust you. I kept Jared Cook over you. And now I want to shoot myself in the dick. That's what I want to do. So please, fucking hurt your foot. Go away the way you do every year. But quit making me look stupid by catching touchdowns and having big games and looking great. All right. Sneed is turning into a legitimate receiver over there, much to the detriment of my John Brown. But it looks like Sneed's the guy who's really starting to see the uptick over there in Baltimore. If you need a flex guy, I think Sneed might be a guy. Maybe. Fitzpatrick couldn't get the ball to Mike Evans. I wrote it down like 3 times because I was dying to go fucking 10 targets, 1 reception. Fuck you, Fitzpatrick. I hate you so much. And to think that one guy in my league paid fucking $33 for that fucking guy to fucking pick him up off the waiver wire. I don't know if he's worth it. I really don't. Fuck Adam Humphries. Okay, and here's the other thing. Seattle, please stop ignoring Mike Davis. Mike Davis, every time he touches the ball, he's electric. He's like Austin Eckler. Like, the energy is palpable. Quit being dickheads and give the ball to Mike Davis. Fuck Chris Carson. Everybody dropped Duke Johnson. All of a sudden, he's back. Look at him go. If you held on to him, if you picked him up, he's having a good. And who the fuck is Maurice Harris? Maurice Harris ends up with 12 targets for the Redskins. Are they out of receivers? Did Paul Richardson die? The fuck is going on? Who is Maurice Harris? Listen, I'm not saying pick him up, but 12 fucking targets. If you need, maybe somebody got to look at it. I don't know. What a weekend. Oh, my God. Well, you guys, looking at the scores. Listen, it's time for me to go start getting ready for the Cowboys tonight. Dallas Cowboys. And also, listen, as much as I want my Cowboys to win, expect them to win, I do hope Derrick Henry comes out and shows me something, because he's a guy. You hate it when someone you believe in doesn't believe in himself. And that's what I think is going on over there. You guys, this has been another edition of Fantasy Football Harsh Reality. We will see you for the Week 10 preview on Thursday, Friday. I'm shooting a commercial this week, so it's going to be on one of those days. So we'll see how it all winds up. You guys take care. Goodbye.